Greetings, salutations, welcome back. We are playing some more Limbus company today. I am excited for multiple reasons. One, if you wonder where we were at in the story, I'm really hoping we can clear this intervallo today, but who knows, maybe we hit the secret cow level and have to fight Dan Grain 6 times, and and that might take a while. I don't know what's coming up, but I'm hoping we can get to Canto 6 and maybe get a stout on it. Hopefully you can get past Bamboo Hatted Kim. I really hope so. I was hoping we'd get through that last stream, but unfortunately that didn't happen. Now, the other thing that I'm actually really excited about is this. The new identity target extraction for the thumbnail's father, Radian, and the thumb apprentice, Heathcliff. They both look really cool to me. When I didn't know what the two of their kits were going to be, the only thing I personally had to go on for what these two characters would be like is what the previous thumb characters were like. And honestly, I didn't like the look of the playstyle of the previous thumb characters because they don't have a way to get their ammo back, not exactly, or at least unless I'm misunderstanding something, they're eventually going to peter out, and I don't think that gameplay sounds like my sort of gameplay. But these two, they look really fun. I really want both of them. For one, I need it for my House of Spiders team. I think we're going to do some polls. I have, well, we can do 2 sets of 10 polls with extraction tickets. We can do, we have a pretty good amount of, a pretty decently amount of lunacy to do polls with as well. Also, situation with my shouts. So we've got Heathcliff and we've got Radian up. Now, ego shouts wise, I have a pretty decent chunk of Heathcliff shouts, and I could probably shout Heathcliff fairly easily, dispense him. Now, if you're looking at this, you might go, oh, how many Radian shouts do you have, Dalag? Well, the answer is 0. So I'm really rather hoping to pull Radian, because I have 0 Radian shouts, because I just recently used the Radian shouts that I had to get my Rena Fauvist docent Radian up to her 4th uptime. So crossing my fingers. This is the right banner, yeah. So if I get one of the 2 of them, I'm hoping it's Radian, because I have the shouts for Heathcliff. Ah, there's some more Heathcliff shards. Come on! Ooh. At least give me some Radiant shards. None. Getting lots of Heathcliff shards though. That's 33 there. Okay, so that's all the extraction tickets, but I have a good chunk of lunacy. Also, for calculation purposes, I still have 2 more mirror dungeon weekly runs to do this week. So I kind of get some more this week. I got 3 Radiant shards. That gets me closer. Oh, also I will say I actually really want some Isan shout. I don't know if it's that optimal, but I want to dispense Liu Association Isan. Oh, I mean, you know, if I just get Liu Association Isan sometime, that would also work, but that's exactly reliable. Come on, come on. Hey, Muso! Oh, actually, a good chunk of Muso shards. Neat. Neat. Not what I need. 3 Radiant. Liu Yi-san is actually a fantastic boon character, so good choice. Yeah. Oh, come on. I'm getting actually some good Heathcliff shards. 3 Radiant ones. I don't even think I've gotten a batch of 15 Radiant shards from this. Come on. Okay. Here we go. This is the one we get Radiant. Near's father, Thamnir's father. Valencia, I think is the character's name. From discourse I've seen online. Not quite. Not even a 3 for Radiant. Mo 15 Heathcliff. I'm really going to have all of the shouts for Heathcliff. Hey, I mean, this time I got 15 Radiant shouts. Oh, and 2 3s. Not enough lunacy. Oh. Oh. So. A week from now. A week from now. And I got up to 30 Radiant. And I have 371 Heathcliff. Okay, I can super easily do Heathcliff. If we can, seems unlikely. If we hit enough lunacy for another set of 10 on the stream, we'll do that. And if I get enough for more pulls off stream, I'm going to do more pulls. How long does the banner last? Just started. We have 2 weeks? Yeah, a bit slightly under 2 weeks. I really want these two. I really want to get those. I'm going to try my best. Also, I have more rewards I can get from this. Yeah, so... Let's dive in to the dungeon. It would have been so cool to get at least one of them and then get to try them out in this dungeon here, you know? Okay. We are actually going to do our Burner team because our Burner team is one of our only teams that we can replace Honolulu with this Honolulu. I don't even really know what this Honolulu's abilities that but he gets me 40% more photos. That's all I really care about. And we're going to grab one of these to get me 60% more photos as well. So the best party you shouldn't want to use is Sinking. Kim has skill listed favorite tailors and coins. Okay. I think we're just doing the Burner team primarily because there's other Radian. We're just going to do the Burner team, I think primarily because I want to maximize the number of photos I can get from this event. And all but 2 of my teams actually really do rely on a Honolulu identity that is not this Honolulu identity. Like my Rena team wants Rena Honolulu. The only teams that don't care are Envy and Burner, but I don't think my middle team is quite as good. Current average level 34. That's loudly dragged down by the 2 Blade lineage characters. No, these 3 characters that aren't even going to be on it, and Manager of La Mancha Land is not going to be on the team. I don't really have any great... I suppose we just switch her out for the Index Proxy. I don't have any good Burn Don Quixotes, much to my despair, because Don Quixote is one of my favorite characters, but last I checked there's only one Burn Don Quixote and I don't have him. Yes, very true. I do need to level my characters up. Most of them are still level 40 instead of 45. That is a noise right there. Is it possible for me to replay that noise? No, I can't. Bamboo-hatted Kim kneeled and caught his breath. Something began to shimmer behind him.
심상 거울 던전입니다.
This is a dungeon, a mirror dungeon of the Fathoms.
동이 지킨 때랑 같은 곳이다.
This is just like the Dindon's Bow and Friars, huh?
봉이 치킨이요. 봉이.
It's Ian Barnes, Greg. Ian Barnes.
이미 들어갔군.
He has already entered the dungeon. So...
나가야겠지.
So we've got to follow the bloke, eh? Yeah, we were to secure the distortion as well, so... An immense heavy sensation emanates from within that space. That monolith has to be somewhere in there too.
날아가지.
Let us follow. While she was clearly dumbfounded by the two events, I could tell that she was determined to see this to the end. We had nothing more to add.
진입하겠습니다.
Advancing.
이건
Ooh. This is...
S사의 모습이구려.
Oh, okay, so this is a look at Ascope. Interesting. This place has taken the likeness of Ascope.
단순한 S사가 아니지.
Not just anywhere in Ascope.
심상.
You call it this place the Bottoms of Ego? It appears that Mado, bamboo-hatted Kim's memories are affecting this place.
알고 있는 것이 있는가?
Is there aught from his past that you are aware of?
아니, 자세히
No.
모르지.
Nothing in detail. I don't believe I have the right to divulge a depiction of his past based on hearsay either. Have you heard of the new policy? Pain, just got. It's honestly funny, not gonna lie. I'm not sure what you're talking about. No, I don't know. Under... Is that how I was pronouncing her name last time? Continued in a morose
이
tone.
빌딩에 갑작스럽게 등장하셨을
When he appeared so suddenly at this building,
아마
I don't suppose he had much trouble cutting down the Kurokumo clan henchmen.
우두와 함께 다니던 인물들 모두가 뛰어났고
I am certain he was flanked by competent men and women.
간부가 아니고
It would not have mattered how many henchmen they threw against the Mado. Nothing short of Kurokumo clan officer could have given him any trouble. In fact, I surmise that he would have been able to cut down 100 of their men on his own. Hello, Roland and Dream Genius. Greetings.
하지만
I do need to play more Library of Ruins sometime. But
주변인 모두가 김 작가님
cut all of those who accompanied
그것도 아니지.
Master Bamboo-Hatted Kim
하늘과 땅만한
was
차이가 있어.
powerful as he. His capabilities lie far beyond our own.
끊임없이 몰려드는 후군의 놈들에게
His fellows must have fallen one by one before the endless onslaught of the Kurokumo clan henchmen.
그 모습은 제법 과거와 비슷한 구석이 있었으리라 생각이 드는군.
I cannot help but imagine that the sight must have reminded him of a rather tragic event in his past.
김 작가님은
An
그 장면에
unpleasant
마음의
event
동요를 크게
that
일으켰을
likely
테고
shook Manto Bamboo-Hatted Kim to the core.
뒤틀림이 일어나기 좋은 조건이군요. 모노리스의 영향이 스며들기도 좋은 환경입니다.
That alone fits numerous criteria that make it ripe for a manifestation of a distortion. He was in a very receptive state to the monolith's influences as well.
그렇게 검기가 되신 것인가?
So that is how the Manto became beholden to his blade, like a fiend.
그렇다 하더라도
Yet,
어떻게 그런 짓을?
still, how could he? We remained roadless and advanced and despondently muttered to herself. It was all silent, save for the sound of our shoes lightly pressing into the soft soil beneath our feet. I had to do something. Basically, the new policy was to answer 2 out of 3 questions correctly to enter the restaurant. Huh. Interesting. Weird. Weird. Okay. To me, this looks like there's a chance this is the only floor of the dungeon, but maybe there's more. We'll see. I'm kind of hoping this is it. Yeah, you know, I'm going to say if the new identities were available to dispense right now, there's a good chance I would have dispensed them for this dungeon. Because they look fun. They look really fun to me. The next Kanto doesn't have a dungeon. What? Does that make it the first Kanto without a dungeon? We find a vending machine at the entrance of the Dungeon of the Fathers. We see rows of buttons and the vending machine. What should we do? Slash poise keywordless. So technically Ryoshu in our team is slash, but I think a lot of our burner team here is blunt, so I don't think slash does much. And poise, actually she's the only one I think that particularly cares about. So I think we're going to go with keywordless. Focused encounter start, apply 2 damage up to all allies. I just realized something. This is a dungeon. Does it matter that I in this dungeon, with the way the rewards work, that I used characters to get extra rewards from the event? Do event rewards apply to this? Okay, also, I'm wondering currently whether I will be replacing my Radian on my burner team with the Tham characters. I can't decide. Yeah, I'll figure it out, but they seem to do a lot of burner stuff and might. I wonder if it's just an upgrade.
해체 억압 진행하겠습니다. 낮도 밤도 지우 숨이 닿도록 베어낼 것.
Okay. Okay, there we go.
결정, 염화!
Okay. Just checking ego gifts really quick. I don't think there's anything to use here.
단번에 끝낸다.
There's a decent chance, I think, too, that I might, if I can't pull Radian here and Heathcliff, there's a real high chance I think I'm going to just dispense both of them if I can't manage to pull them. Because I think they look really cool and really good in multiple ways. Though, there is one thing I'm slightly disappointed about them, and that's that, unlike, for instance, with my Marine nurse father and a princess, they don't. They have like a very slight synergy with other Tham identities, but it's very slight. And I think it's only their support passives that care about other Tham identities. And that I think that's true. Which is a shame. Let's go here. This must be a tavern. Okay. Right, slashing is the best way to go when wielding a blade. We've already been through. We don't really need slash. Okay, so this determines what options. Doesn't change much. I think I want to stay on the lower track.
반드시 팬다. 아비들도 거미집도 지금까지와 앞으로의 모든 것을. 그려낸 대로.
Though the funny thing is, I'm considering playing the Nurse Father Radian on my
이 순간이 다
Burn team. Still deciding exactly about that. But the thing that I find interesting about that, I play House of Spiders Ryoshu currently on my Burn
이
team.
시계 소리 또한
And like it kind of makes me worried because I would no longer really want to use well, not that I have to know, but I wouldn't want to use Heavy Blade. If I have them both on the team.
그려낸 대로.
결자 염화.
But I don't actually really use Ryoshu's evade on my Burn team that often, I don't think. No. I wanted to check Gregor's flamethrower fuel. It looks like it's stone wall. Don't need to reach out just yet. Any egos I want to use here? I don't think so.
정세화!
이 순간이 다들로 베어내리라.
We will go there. Defense skills can be a bit situational, so there's mostly a good chance Radio won't get absolutely deleted on the site while they're in the same team. Yeah, exactly. I like it's just that bit of a risk. I need to absolutely remember. Don't just use that defense skill. If I put Radio News Father on, especially because I feel like there's a chance that Radio News Father, some News Father, could be one of among my best characters on my Burn team. Kinda need to see how she actually plays on it. Don't know yet, but like there's a chance with how her kit looks. So it's like all of the more reason that I wouldn't want her to get deleted. What is right and what is wrong? Is it really that important to tell which is which? Say that. What really matters is something else. Oh, interesting. Otis is the only one I think who can do this. Only Blade lineage can. Well, luckily I brought Blade lineage just for the event that's going on here. Any chance? Come on. Nope.
단련하지 않은 제 잘못입니다.
Sad face. To battle.
벌써 화끈하네.
Do I want to... What am I lacking for this? We need a yellow. We can make sure she does that to get a yellow. I'm going to do this for just a little bit of healing right now while we're not pressed on fighting tougher enemies. Okay.
해체어갑.
The funny thing though, one downside is that the passive of this into the sunset isn't quite as good on
쳐다만 봐도
Tamnu's father, because she doesn't have as many sins of affinities that into the sunset applies its passive to. But I think I'm going to try her out in the team, see how she plays, you know.
놈 쪼아먹었다. 다음.
낮도 밤도 지 숨이 닿도록 베어낼 뿐.
그려낸 대로.
Also, I'm kind of stuck using basically my burn team for everything right now because of the event going on. So
괜찮아.
I'm not bored of my burn team, but before this event I was kind of getting to use different teams, just swapping between different teams, whichever I feel like. But right now it's like just a burn team, everything. Almost a little more monotonous than it was before. Actually, that's just one enemy. I generate.
체어 각
이 순간이
진행하겠습니다.
닿도록 베어내리라.
Which do I want? I think I prefer the fight.
개체 유형 확인.
So far less dialogue through the dungeon than a lot of dungeons, honestly. I feel like we usually get a pretty large amount of dialogue throughout the dungeon.
단번에 끝낸다.
Kim is a man of few words and run. He does have save for the currently running event. Guess we won't really get those right on this stream. Those words. It's because he's so busy talking to all of you who are caught up to it that he's like, no, don't have time for dialogue.
순식간에 끝내죠.
낮도 밤도 지나 숨이 닿도록 베어낼 뿐.
불타버렸나?
한 놈 쪼아먹었다. 다음.
Also, to be fair, I haven't even seen his mouth. It is very accurate, actually, since he has put his foot in his mouth more than a few times. To battle!
입정을 알리는 음악 소리가 들리는군.
This is just one wave. I was expecting more than one wave on this one.
언제까지
There we go.
버텨보자고.
걷잡을 수 없이 타올라라.
Okay. And then I think there's one more fight after this. I'm kind of primarily saving ego resources for that fight, though we have plenty of last undraft. Let's use Into the Sunset to get some healing and such.
순식간에 끝내죠.
꿰뚫은 줄도 모를걸. 알아, 오느라 힘들었지? 여기서 잠깐 쉬어. 쳐다만 봐도 따스해질 테니까.
Okay. This looks like it's going well. I think we've got this one in the bag this round. And then... Then we'll actually use some ego gifts and the boss fight.
낮도 밤도 지나
Proper, the proper
숨을
boss
다
fight.
들어 베어낼 뿐.
And actually, we're moving through this way faster than I thought we would at this rate.
소각되었습니다.
남길 말은 없겠지. 전부 불타버렸나?
Or maybe faster than I dreaded we might. I feared it might be more difficult. Oh, more slow, I don't know. Okay. Okay, interesting. There's try putting in a rusted hilt and fractured blade, try putting in a rusted hilt and broken blade, and there is nothing that seems right to put in the device. I'm guessing maybe we could have gotten these from some of those previous events. Maybe. Here we go. Bamboo added Kim's fathoms.
개체 유형 확인.
So that Tina behind him is...
모노리스입니다. 김 작가에게 힘을
Indeed.
부여한 시점에서
That is
이미
the
흰 사랑에
monolith.
숨어들었던
The
것이군요.
artifact must have entered his fathoms of ego the moment it imbued Bamboo hatted Kim with strength.
이 저택은
This manor
에스사를
must
떠나기 전
be
마지막으로 맡으셨던
where the Mantir's last protectee resided before we departed Ascope.
이
Such a massacre.
여태껏
Mantir,
이 참상의
was this
기억이
carnage the
모두의
memory
발목을
that
부여잡고 있다.
has haunted your dreams and your waking hours for so long?
하지만
Yet,
그렇단들 신호들의
The
억울한 죽음
deaths of our dear fellows. Tears begin to well in Anders' eyes. Ah, again, something murmurs in my head. Is this Bamboo hatted Kim's past? A somber voice drenched with woe echoes in my head.
명예라는 것을 가졌던 때가 잠시 있었다.
Echoes, you say? How's this for echoes? Also, wait, I haven't done a bamboo-hatted Kimmer voice yet. I didn't even know I had to come up with it.
명예라는 것을 가졌던 때가 잠시 있었다.
For a fleeting moment, I once had the scene people call honor.
청렴한 권력.
Vile man whose house are consumed by evil. Oft approach virtuous officials to seek harm.
그 마술을 나의 검으로 뿌리친다는
And I considered it an honorable deed to be a protector of the virtuous, to hew those that sought harm against them.
하지만
Yet,
그저 청렴하기만
to
했던
be
일은
virtuous
언제나 세간의 먹잇감이 될 뿐이다.
a world of the vicious was to be prey to this merciless world.
이 타락할 대로 타락한
And
인간들의 마술을 막아내기
before such overwhelming might of the vicious and irrevocably corrupt officials, my strength was inconsequential.
결국 부러진 마음을 끌어안고
I had little choice
세상을 떠날 수밖에.
but to leave Ascope, cradling my broken spirit alongside my fellows.
임무를 완수하지 못한 나의 명예는
I have left my scout honor behind at the land of my failure.
있을 곳을 잃고
We became
이곳저곳을
vagabonds,
돌아다니며
lost,
지치는 나의
wandering,
땀을 흘렸나.
and weary. Aimless drifters without a place to call their home.
나를 믿고 떠나온 이들의 신뢰도
Even their faith in my decision to leave began to crumble, piece by piece. So did my faith in myself.
나는
I began to fall apart.
이미 임무를
I
완수하지
have
못한
already failed once.
이들을
What's
이끌어주는
there to
인물들과
say that I am not failing my dear fellows once again?
적어도
The least I could do is to help them lead a stable life.
하지만
Yet,
그런 마음으로
that invitation I received only led them to their demise.
나는 결국
And then I failed my mission. I failed my honor. I failed my dear fellows.
또다시
Again,
같은 모습을
I am returned to the land of my failure. The voice. No more echo. The voice continued to murmur, but it had developed into nothing but a low growl, a quiet and incoherent rambling. You know, I think when he does speak, he is fairly eloquent. I can't help but feel a bit of sympathy at his suffocatingly painful past. But that's exactly why we have to face him. To free him from this distortion. Guys, we're putting an end to this right here. Right now.
네. 이 이후는 없겠다는 느낌이 강하게 드는 거.
Yes, it appears that we have no choice. Anders grown of how too agitated to function properly in this battle. It's all up to us now. That almost makes it sound like we had here as a unit we could control in the previous battles and this, and now we don't, but that's not the case. Okay. Shall we take a look at him? weak to wrath and pride, normal for gluttony and envy. Actually, this does look like it's better that I brought my burner team than my arena team, because my arena team does a lot of lust. Bleed, poise, bleed, damage up, paralyze, poise. Target fixed prioritizes the unit with the least HP. Double the growing resentment value. Heal HP equal to growing resentment value. Deal damage equal to... Okay. When this unit has a relevant buff, gain growing resentment equal to damage taken. Oh. Blade Ryoshu going to... yeah, between the pride and the slash weakness. She might do fairly well. I mean, to be fair, she deletes a lot of enemies, so... Though, also, to be fair, she doesn't just delete enemies. I actually want to activate this early so I don't forget to get the passive of Outer Blossom style going. Does that get picked up on my mic? Just a second. Huh, I don't know if that just picked up on my mic, but I feel like I just heard a giant thunderclap. And I'm not even sure if it's raining. I don't know. Do I want to do one of the... Not you. I think I do want to get a brilliant glory going. And maybe just that for now, actually. I'll wait a turn for Into the Sunset.
해체 억압
이 순간이
진행하겠습니다.
닿도록 되어내리라.
눈부시지 않다고 두려워하지 마.
불꽃으로 수놓은 이 별무리 속에 데려다 드릴 수는 없어도
Honestly, if we didn't have to use
별빛으로 만들어 드릴 수는 있답니다.
the characters for the event, there's actually a chance we would be using the full-on House of Spiders team for
이 시계
Ryoshu
소리 또한 끊어지겠지.
for some of these things we've been doing. But we want event currency. We do. what's the burn count? Let's wait
순식간에 끝내죠.
till the burn count gets a little higher.
이 순간이 닿도록 되어내리라.
Oh,
낫도 방금
potency.
숨이
Rather.
닿도록 되어낼 것.
I know which number of the burn thing I was thinking of. Just say round one.
쓰러져? 맞대고 없는 새끼.
Okay, at this point... No, not overclocking, no. Yeah, let's use moving rag. Do I want to use great Trichiliocosm? Nah, not right now. Ishmael stagger, don't know. Oh, maybe I should use get some healing going.
잠깐 정지.
I don't even know if this is this guy's only health bar or so I should do some healing. Don't want to assume that he's nearly dead when maybe he isn't.
이 순간이 닿도록
So if he survives this, well, we're not going to do some healing. The dungeon. After a grueling battle, as we finally managed to drag bamboo-hatted Kim to his knees. That's a cool note. Like a mirage, the fathoms of ego began to fall apart. The monolith had already left the fathoms of ego and was back at the center of the abyss. Just as the abyss began to resemble the one we had walked into, the radio I carried began to buzz again.
들리지? 들리면 째떡해줘.
Aya, can you hear me? If you do, give me a tic-tac. Tic-tac?
힘든 싸움이 끝난 지 얼마나 됐다고.
Very funny, Dante. You know we just barely survived a deadly encounter, right? No, didn't you hear the radio, Ishma? Also, all that matters is if Dante survives, you can die in the deadly encounter. Just saying. What? She asked me to...
이제 진짜 시간이 얼마 안 남았어.
Perfect. We really don't have much time left since it looks like the monolith's briefly stabilized. Let me teach you how to lock it down.
늦으면 그 뒤틀리는
Don't take too long. Oh, that distortion's gonna turn into an abnormality.
Is this, I cannot remember if this is new information for us. That distortion is going to turn into an abnormality. Is this how they work? Distortions can turn into abnormalities? maybe this has been mentioned before, but I cannot remember that piece of information coming up before.
Follow my instructions to a T, and don't lag behind. It's all about precision and speed.
엄청 무서운 상황 같은데.
She seems awfully cheerful. How dire the situation is. I followed the radio's instructions and reached out to the monolith with my palms. Oh, some light came out of it when I reached out with my fingers. The voice coming from the radio was pretty nonchalant about all this, but it almost sounded like she could see exactly what I was looking at.
거기서 아래로 쭉.
Right, straight down from there. Yep, you're doing great. Now move left. Take it slow now.
I couldn't help but wonder if I was doing this right, but I still followed her directions and drew a trail of light with my hand over the monolith. Mantle! The shimmering black tendrils began to withdraw from Bamboo Hat Kim's body. Maybe the distortion is withdrawing too?
좋아. 수치는 안정범위로 돌아왔어요, 탐정님.
Good work, detective. The levels are stabilizing.
자꾸 탐정님이라고 하네. 옛날 호칭이.
I can't seem to stop calling you detective. Sorry, old habits die hard, you know.
I'm really curious about this character. Sounds like she's reporting to someone else on the other side of this communication.
잘해줬어, 버스 친구들. 곧
Good
LC로
work,
갈 거니까 조금만
bus
기다려.
dudes. RCA'll be there in a minute. So just sit tight.
Wait, wasn't that person from last time a member of the LCA and they seem to just hate us? And I don't really want to. Let's get out of here before we have to talk to. Huh? LCA, not that rude after team lady from earlier. See, yeah, I'm thinking similarly, Dante.
자, 아무튼 지금까지 LCD 소속 뒤틀림 전담반 에즈라였습니다. 교신 끝.
Oh, okay. A name, finally.
Well, anyways, thanks for the assist, everyone. LCD Distortion Task Force Azra, over and out.
The radio shut off before any of us had the chance to say anything again. And not 5 seconds later...
뭐가 이렇게 우르르 들어와?
My, they're really piling in, huh?
LCA 특수작전
LCA, the Special Operations Unit.
확보한 물건을 회수하겠다. Orders, commencing secured item retrieval.
Right, the item is...
Custody target T-276 confirmed and secured.
Well, looks like our job here is done. I didn't even have to say anything, not that they could hear me anyway, before the uniformed troops marched in and started attaching various tools to the monolith.
Trouble T-27601. Unconfirmed. Requesting location.
저게 뭔 소리냐?
What are you blathering about?
Reloading. Where is the distorted individual?
그를 말하는 것이.
I am aware of whom you seek. He sits next to the monolith. Oh, hast he gone?
약 3분 전
The individual by the name Ander dragged him behind that sofa approximate time of event 3 minutes ago. Didn't I ask you to tell us if you noticed something important going on in the background?
동일한 상황이 다시 오면 보고하도록 하겠습니다.
Yeah, and Muso is rather precise. I will make an immediate report should an identical incident occur. That's when I noticed the LCA agents were growing visibly uneasy. No kidding.
K2760에 접근한 객체에게 이상 반응. Alert. Abnormal reaction detected from an entity in T27601's proximity.
And when that agent ran over and kicked over the sofa. What's going on? I mean, it was a reasonable action of Under, so it wanted to be notable. Yeah, it's a difference of definition here between Muso and other people.
앵두양.
Miss Under. There was Under, her arms tightly wrapped around bamboo-hatted Kim. Her hand holding a blade that dug deep into her manto's flesh.
당신이 얼마나
What?
아픈 과거를 가졌는지 내가 소상히 알 수는 없지요.
I know not of your painful past. I cannot possibly know in detail what you have gone through.
하지만
But
그것이
that
저를
cannot be a just reason, an excuse for cutting down your very own fellows.
앵두양. 그는
Miss
제정신이 아니지
Andrew,
않는가?
that man was not himself.
아기가 되어 자신을 잃었다면
If the blade has consumed my mantle,
내 손으로
turned him into a fiend, then I will end him myself. It has to be me.
아니지. 아니야.
No, not at all.
사실 전부 변명밖에 되지
All
않아.
excuses, that's all it is.
애초에
If Mantir didn't bring some odd invitation to us, if he hadn't caused us to flee Asco, our home to begin with. Oh, yes,
그대의 목소리
I hear you.
이제 좀 선명.
Your voice is finally growing clearer. This seems to be a twist that I didn't see coming. What is going on?
접근 객체의 비틀림 확인. Mutation, distortion of the subject entity confirmed. 추정. 모노리스 재활성화 Phase 1 of the monolith reactivation process may have been engaged.
We can't just let her be. She's going to distort. She's distorting in the same way that Dan grained it. She doesn't even need the monolith. Yeah. Muso, knock Miss Andrew out. Now you're giving Muso the odor. Well, you should. This is a great odor to give. You just we're a bit late because you should have had Muso knock out or kill. No, you should have had Muso kill Ahab. Let's end of list kind of what I know. No, he didn't. Muso struck under, howled before the LCA agents even had the chance to do anything.
안정. 접근 객체의 시신으로 비틀림화 해제. Stabilized. distortion nullified by the subject's loss of consciousness. Star wound confirmed on subject C-27601. Wound not critical. Will not pose challenge to retrieval and recovery.
명령대로 처리했습니다.
I have carried out the task as you have ordered. They probably should have restrained her when she started to stab him. Yeah, you know, they should have not let her do that. Thank you. Oh, what just happened? Is that caused by the monolith's influence too?
그렇다고 볼 수 있죠.
A plausible explanation. The monolith was properly sealed, but its lingering influence seems to have seeped into her.
저기 거기서 수치가 확 튀어 올랐었는데?
Oh, hey! The levels went bonkers over there just now.
The radio began buzzing all on its own again.
내가 LCD의 모델을 읽겠다. Requesting radio. I will receive LCD's message.
Okay.
말씀하십시오. Acknowledged. Please speak.
LC구나. 저는 LCD에.
Oh, yo, LCA Auntie. I'm Azra from LCD. Nice to...
상황을 설명하겠습니다. Acknowledged. Considered.
나도 말 끊을 거야. 나도 상황 다 알아먹었거든.
You know what? You're not the only one who knows how to cut people off. I already got your sit-rep, okay? I don't need it.
거기 2명 다 있죠?
There are 2 people there, right? Just bring them both over here.
불가. 작전상 회수 대상은 negative. Exact orders state that retrieval targets are to be.
딱딱하게 굴지 말고.
Come on, listen up, some, huh?
이미 모노리스 자체도 제어하기 어려운 대상입니다. The monolith alone will be a difficult subject to contain.
저희 탐정님 아니 LCD
That's okay. Our very own our very own LCD team leader. Such will take care of it.
애초에 그 모노리스.
Besides, that monolith detective and I have successfully retrieved that before.
그리고
And considering that the 2 of them are both returnees from the library, considering that the 2 of them have both been pulled from the edge of distortion, it'll definitely help us with our records, don't you think?
Understood. However.
뭐야? 그러면 얘네 못 끌려가서
It's been a bit since someone spoke that I'm not using a sound effect on. Thanks, Heathcliff. Welcome to the conversation, Heathcliff. What the hell? Are we kidnapping them for some dodgy human experiments or something?
요즘
Oh, back to this.
사람들이 잡혀간다느니 하는 워낙 흉흉한.
Okay, so I know that there's been a scary rumors of kidnappings in Teacope, but what we're doing here is completely unrelated. Alright. I'd appreciate it if you didn't compare us to the likes of those backstreet rumors.
그리고 어차피.
Sure, you guys can leave them there, but if we don't take them in, they'll distort and get killed, and who knows? The Kumo clan, or even the Tham could catch wind of this and pick them up instead.
그것도 그렇긴 하네.
I suppose you're right.
아무튼 둘 다 데려오세요.
Anyways, make sure to bring them in, both of them, okay?
입장. 회수 조치하겠습니다. Acknowledged. Retrieving now.
The car dropped. The agents roamed around the booth, bound them and disappeared out the door. All of it was done in one fluid practiced motion. I don't know, Limbus company is pretty shady. Especially with people who just popped into teacup. Yeah, I don't really honestly know how much I trust Limbus company over the other groups. To be completely fair, I somewhat trust our immediate group of seniors. Somewhat. But, you know, just the genre, the world that this takes place in, it's hard to just trust people and organizations in it. I don't know when it happened, but they'd already retrieved the monolith when that LCA agent picked up LCD's call.
그럼 이제
Right, so mission accomplished, huh? I guess so.
경고. 관리자는 빠른 철수를 요청합니다. 곧 엄지가 상황을 파악하고 이것을 향할 텐니다.
Recommended action for the manager. Immediate extraction from the scene. Imminent arrival of the thumb. Highly likely.
중지 다음엔 엄지인가.
So after the middle is the thumb.
낯짝을 지을지 궁금하군.
What I wanted to give to see the look on their stuck-up faces. And it's also kind of interesting, the thumb being mentioned here and the thumb banner is up right now.
그럴 일을 만들지 말라고 경고하는 거
I think he's telling us to get out of here before the thumb catches us red-handed.
이의 작전을 수행한 시점에서 림버스 컴퍼니는 엄지와 접촉할 수밖에 없습니다.
Was already on a crash course against the thumb. The moment we commence this mission.
그렇겠네요.
That makes sense. It'll only be a matter of time before they put the pieces together and realize that we're involved in what happened.
괜찮은 건가요?
Are you sure that we can handle not only the middle, but also the thumb?
무관.
Irrelevant.
어차피 림버스 컴퍼니는
A foe is a friend and a friend is a foe for Limbus company.
Interesting idea.
실체. 먼저 프로필하겠습니다.
Delayed. Extracting scene first.
With that cryptic message, the LCA agent quickly withdrew from the scene. This is an interesting message. A friend is a foe and a foe is a friend or something. For Limbus company. He knows something, but won't tell us what it is. At least that was the impression I got from the way he spoke. I'm really curious what exactly he meant by that. I came to meet so many departments of the company in such a quick succession. The LCA, the LCD, the LCCA. An old question arose once again. Something I'd forgotten as we kept ourselves busy with the missions we've carried out so far. I really don't know much about this company I'm working for. Yes, that's something I keep thinking about. And there's this mysterious human and the equally puzzling Damien. I also agree with those. Maybe in the grand scheme of things, I really know nothing. I really don't know anything. Maybe what I know amounts to nothing more than a pinch of knowledge available to the powers that be. But luckily you have Faust, and Faust knows all. I thought we were pretty deep into our journey. And that's cool. It shows the sinners that we've done their cantos of there. And it's kind of cool seeing them all lined up like that. But I was starting to feel that in the far future, if I were to look back on the records of this journey, we wouldn't even be 10 pages into the book. Faust may know all, but she's going to be answering significantly less than that. Yeah, no, she's less, she's not one to share all. Faust, the saying does not go Faust shares all, it's Faust knows all. I began walking back to the bus with the sinners, my head further mired in the confusion.
그 짧은 시간에 별별 사람 다 만나본 것만 같은 기분이
Oh, we really ran into a lot of people in such a short time, huh?
그래도 저는 이 회사가 어떻게
Well, I'm
돌아가고
pretty happy that I got to know more about the workings of this company. Once we returned to the bus, the sinners each began chattering away about what had just happened.
앵두 씨나 김 작가님은 앞으로 어떻게 되시는 걸까요?
I wonder what's going to happen to Andu. Oh, bamboo-hatted Kim. You know, this might be something that maybe we don't want to know what's going to happen to them. You know. Only 5% watching this whole... You know, sometimes some streamers we don't have a whole 5 people watching. Also, it's been my observation we don't get as many people watching the intervallos as the cantos proper. That does not appear to be the information we are privy to. Though we all work under the same company, all that the LCD shared with us was the name of our contact, Azra.
그러다면 설마 정말로 생체실...
Unfortunately, Kim and Andrew are going to experience the worst possible fate. Being employed. How horrible. Then is Limbus company truly kidnapping people for human experiment? You don't just start experimenting on humans like that. It's not something that just happens. Remember what that LCD woman said? Rumors are just that, rumors. Though, I'm going to say, credit where it's due, I don't feel like it's that uncommon in this city for humans to be kidnapped for experiments. I'm sure. No, yeah, you know, I don't feel like it's that uncommon, right? You could say that's what happened with the library, right? And I feel like I would be more surprised if you told me that the Lobotomy Corporation never did that than if you told me that they did do that. They very much are kidnapping Kim for human experimentation. Don't listen to him. The research department is going to be poking the guy. Roland sent as much that it was coming. Yeah. This is a dystopian place. Drago furrowed his brow as though some unpleasant memories of the past began flooding in. He dug into his pockets for a cigarette. Also, But let me. I'm looking at this. I feel like you could say that at the very least, Grago of the Sinner feels like he was sort of a subject of human experimentation with his bug arm. He dug into his pockets for a cigarette. There's LCD, but LCA just seems really out of place. Even when compared to other departments, it's like they're from a completely different company. As we made our way back to the bus, I slowly began to organize my thoughts on everything that's happened. I did know that it wasn't the most productive thing for me to do. Faust, you're not gonna answer any of my questions, are you?
죄송합니다.
I apologize. At the moment, it is difficult for me to disclose any information that does not concern the LCB department.
관리자나 수감자나 조급함이 없으면 아무래도 이 버스에 탑승할 자격이 없는 것만 같군.
It's like impatience is a prerequisite for boarding this bus. Manager or Sinner. Okay, Virgilius, do not act like you have been patient with the Sinners. Because you've got a real short fuse with the Sinners. So, Virgil, all I'm saying is throwing stones in glass houses, Virgil. Virgilius sighed as he muttered. He must have seen me burying my placard in my palms. Your journey will inevitably lead to the answers to all of your questions, Dante. Just follow the path, and it shall all be revealed. You have no reason to rush. Besides, Virgilius's gaze fixed for a brief moment slightly above my head. I wondered if he's looking at my flame. It's nothing. Curious. Perhaps your impatience is rubbing off on me. I suppose I shall find out along the way as well. Virgilius scoffed, muttered something incomprehensible to himself, then turned away from me. It was clear that he had no intention of continuing this exchange. Let's go, Karan. Been waiting for vroom time. Driving to the famous heights of Teacope. What do you say, the Wuthering Heights of Teacope? So, the bus took off once again. Sometimes bustling, sometimes dead, silent. There's the slashing noises. 88 photos, that's decent. Actually, because it's a little funny. Oh, wait. Nope, that's the wrong one, wait. Woo! 7 49 lunacy, which is almost, not really, enough to do some more pulls. It's not. It's just me exaggerating as I do. We're going to grab these rad boxes that I can get from the event in about, because I want to just open them now. Rad boxes are worse than yellow, but the rad boxes are fun to open because you don't know what you're going to get. Not money Ishmael, but we got Radian, Otis, Heathcliff, Musso, Graga. Okay. Did I not get a single Radian one? It is an extra layer of gambling. I didn't get one Radian. Why? Though, for reference, I am up to 535 seasons of an noble ego shout crates. So, I have plenty. I can get here if it comes down to it. Should we do this mini before we start Canto 6? Please use Outbroken Shadlitsky and Little Brother Gust 1337. I'm not sure what you're talking about. I know. I'm not. Okay, I lit it off stream. Then if it's not, if it was like super relevant for us starting this, then I would do it. But if it's not, I want to dive into Wuthering Heights, which I have not finished reading yet. Let's say I still have like a third of it left. I've been busy lately. Haven't had time. But I'm excited. Come back, Heath. To the manor where the last vestiges of its beauty remain in its violet flowers.
폭풍으로 뚫린 균열 사이로 모든 온기가 빠져나갔던 그 저택으로.
The mini episodes are great though and have some of my favorite interactions, but also aren't required. Okay. Well, I'll probably get to it off stream and then. To the manor where its stone-broken beach has siphoned all that was once warm.
너에게 삶을 내어준 대신 모멸감과
This is low-key my
양육을
favorite canto of
그
all time.
저택으로.
Ban. To the manor that gave you not only life but also scorn and desolation. To the manor where your place was the frozen corner that couldn't be further from the house. Return from the moors. It's time for you to come home. Oh, we're getting the most sepia tone, don't we? Also, this canto's mechanics are all about syncing. I had guessed that much because of the IDs that I have that are from this canto. I'm trying to remember. I think I have like 1 second. I have like, what are they? I have like some Wuthering Heights Battler and stuff like that from them, and they're like all syncing stuff. Oh, at least multiple of them now. So this is what Teacup's nest looks like. We had surprisingly little trouble making it past the nest's borders. I guess my concerns were unfounded. It might vary from nest to nest. Well, somehow we made it through this nest's checkpoint without any trouble. Tis nothing, forsooth, such wild compliments are unnecessary, says I. But we didn't say anything. She's grown so much. Everyone seems awfully relaxed for having just entered a different nest. I guess everyone's gotten used to this by now. Humdrum, routine. I guess they'd be the words to describe the general sentiment. Amanda Sinews? The one moment of DQ about little squirrels. I have no idea what you're talking about. Except for one, that is. Heathcliff. We're headed to this place called Wuthering Heights next, right? I'm sure it's a delightful place. I could tell from Heathcliff's glum expression that his mind was weighed down by all kinds of complicated concerns.
그렇지.
This is a much different homecoming than the book had. Interesting. Will he actually get a different outfit than he has here? Yeah. Though his eyes were staring at the moving scenery past the window, his mind was affixed on something that his eyes couldn't see. Something that lay beyond the building walls. Wuthering Heights. That manor must have been built on one windy hill, huh?
그 저택은 바람이 치라요.
Yeah, bloody Wuthering, like its namesake.
아늑한 구석은
Not a single corner of that place gave any comfort. Heathcliff's voice carried an unusually dark tone. The other sinners on the bus noticed this and began chatting him up. A return to one's homeland must bring forth quite the tangled mass of emotions. Homeland? Well, I wasn't born here, I was raised here. Suppose that could still count as a homeland in a way. But it doesn't conjure in me the same feeling that a homeland is supposed to. That is just say.
머릿속에선 수천 번도 넘게
You've no idea how many times I managed it, imagined it, played it out in my head, returned it to that bloody manor, smashing every little thing in that place to bits until there's nothing left.
모든 걸 부숴서 그 다음엔 뭘 하려고
Okay,
했는데요?
so you'll smash everything to bits, then what?
저를 보고도 깨달은 게 없는 거예요?
Did you really learn nothing from watching what I went through at the lake?
있어.
I did learn something.
일단 내가
If I ever lose the plot and push myself to the brink of no return, I trust that one of you louts will pull me right out of it. You know, I do have to say, Heathcliff, I have to say that I feel like you're one of the more difficult seniors to pull out of being past the brink of no return. Just that's what it seems like to me in my mind. Perhaps the only one who can compete with you in that regard is Don Quixote, who is already kind of insane, so you know, you could say she's past the brink of no return.
뭐 두들겨 패서라도 꺼내달라는 건가요?
Are you giving us permission to beat the sense back into you?
두들겨 패서라도.
Yosha is definitely up there. I don't think anybody here could properly bring her back. That's another one that was on my mind, but I also feel like I have like limited limited information on Ryoshu. I've read her story in full, and like I get hints of stuff from her in the story, and hints of stuff from the current season a bit. I still feel like she's one of the ones I don't know as well. Though, I suppose that brings up the question, when bringing us, if we're talking about bringing the sinners back from the point of no return, we know what that looks like for some of them, but one that for some reason my mind goes to is, what would that look like for Mirso? Mirso often seems so controlled and eerily stable. What would that look like for Mirso? Yeah. Yeah, if that's what it takes.
어디까지 허용이 되지?
Interesting. How far are we allowed to go with bodily harm? Amputation? Nerve mutilation?
머리 같은 데를 세게 쥐어박는 정도는 괜찮지
Maybe
않을까요?
we can at least smack his head really hard.
아니 이 새끼들.
I am so excited to see what happens with Mirso coming up. It really is going to be fascinating. Here is the next canto coming out up, right? Alright, you cheeky bastards. Seriously, this ain't an invitation to use me as your emotional punching bag. I'm not in the mood to.
그래도 지금의 히스클리프시라면
Still,
잘 해내실 것 같다는
I
생각이
think
들어요.
your present self can do this, Heathcliff.
뭔 소리야? 지금이라니.
Huh? What do you mean, my present self?
지금의 히스클리프시는
Heathcliff,
가난하고
your
남은 게
present
아무것도
self
없잖아요.
is deprived. You're poor and you don't have anything left. Thanks. Thanks, Hanlu. You're very bold with the way you Tack times.
뭐? 가난?
What? Paul?
이제는 아예 대놓고 시비 걸기로
Right now you're
작정했나?
skipping
내가-
past the pleasantries and going straight into personal insults, yeah?
아니, 오해가 있으신 것 같아요.
I think you took my votes the wrong way. Hanlu is far from the most talkative Sunu, but when he does speak, he usually has something insightful to say. That is an interesting way to describe it. Insightful. Oh, since he never says it in a way that is immediately obvious, his words are very prone to misunderstandings.
저희는 모두 가난해요. 그러니 예전과는 많은 게 달라졌을 거예요.
In a way,
어쩌면
we're all
아무것도 없을
deprived,
때가 되어서야
and that can
몰랐던
change
걸
a lot of
깨달을 수도
things.
있으니까요.
Maybe there are things that we can understand only when we're left with nothing.
가난하여서 이렇게
That poverty explain our cute and unsightly lack of colorfulness. Don Quixote looked mournful at everything around her, then at herself. She sounded like she was about to cry, crying about the lack of colors. Everything had been drained of colors since the moment we entered Teacup through the back streets. It feels like even more of our colors have been taken away since then.
그 얘기 언제 하나 했어.
I was wondering when we'd bring that up. So in Teacup, is it just Virgilius is just like the brown eyes and then the indigo alder is just the brown alder and the are they color fixers or just, I can't remember the other color fixers are just. I'm curious if there's a chance that because if there's any way we will see the red eyes here sometime, if they are going to be drained of color or not. Because wasn't it mentioned in Isan's canto that like color can be expensive here or something? So like it's technically not completely gone? Is that what yeah, I know. They probably have their color prepaid for by the HANA Association, so they can be identified as color fixer. Very nice.
대체 언제까지 이런 색깔로 다녀야 하는 거야?
Maybe we'll get our colors back soon.
라는 생각을 한 게
So I thought like 10 hours ago.
가도 원상
Are we gonna be colorless forever? Are we gonna be stuck in this gloomy hue for the rest of our lives? Seriously, nothing looks tasty in the sepia hue. I'm starting to lose my will to live.
고기를 먹어도
Everything's in that sickly brown hue. Guys, even meat looks downright rotten in this color. Actually, you know, that's an interesting idea. There are like I hadn't thought about it before, but there are things that colors actually very useful for, like telling how raw or cooked meat is, or actually I also like telling if the fruits or vegetables have gone rotten and stuff, if they've changed color. You know, it seems, and the more there might be things that are inconvenient about not having color here.
갑자기 너무 건너뛴 것 같지 않아?
That's a bit of an overreaction, isn't it?
그리고 저 사람들은
Oh, and what about those guys? They've got color in their clothes. With an annoyed look, Radia gestured toward the people outside the bus.
개개인분들께 해드린 답변을
A
합치면
sufficient amount of
23번째
payment
답변이긴
must be made in order to retrieve
색깔을
your colors.
돌려받으려면 그의
It must
중요한
be
돈 지불이
emphasized that this question has been repeatedly answered on 23 separate occasions. That's not even one answer per sinner, that's more than one answer per sinner.
저 정도로 색깔을 돌려받은 거면 코트에 바지에
Well, let me have a gander. His coat, his trousers.
저 새끼는 별로 잘
And the
살지도
bloke's not
못하면서
even that
헛소리만
loaded. He's only trying to come off as though he is real tough, spare no cash to get every single color back, even to their trivial trinkets like the rims of their glasses.
히스클리프 씨도 이곳에 살고 있을 동안은 계속 색을
Did
보지
you
못한
also
상태였나요?
have to live without color when you lived here, Heathcliff?
아니, 저택은 어느 정도 예외였어.
No, the manor had some color, yeah, though it was still far from vibrant. Okay, now this makes me wonder if the super high-end restaurants in this place have colored food that they serve, like these are like the super high-end restaurants, maybe. I wonder. Agreed. This is the color of shit. Blood should have remained red. Is that the main thing she cares about?
그런데 저 자식
The
말이야.
color of blood.
저렇게 어설프게
That
색깔을
postard's going to get himself jumped wandering around with that look. That's just enough color to invite the bandits, but not enough to keep them away. They probably do, but most of all, they're probably only open for a single second in our time. Oh, look! Heathcliff's predictions came true soon enough. Several thieves surrounded the bloke who's only trying to come after as though he's loaded and bashed him on the back of his head.
저런 극악무도 파렴치한 자들을
Oh,
보았나?
yeah, you had Don Quixote watch in disguise. Fie! A bunch of shameless villains they are!
혼자 다니는 무관
Preying on a weak civilian like a pack of hyenas!
갱단이라고 부르는
Are they
분들인가요?
what you would call a gain? We've dealt with several gains at this point, Hanalu. I feel you should know what they... You seem like this is the first time you're saying the word gain, and we've dealt with multiple gains at this point. I'm just pointing it out.
물이 흐려졌군.
Gains of Teacup have certainly seen better days. I wouldn't even call them a gain. They're just low lives running out of time.
내가 떠나올 때만 해도
The last time I was here, scum like them couldn't even dare to infest the streets so brazenly. There are gains that aren't scummy.
당연하지.
Ghost, the gang I was in would never dogpile on some poor unarmed bloke like that.
쌩쌩 달리고 싶어.
Karan wants to vroom vroom. Can't vroom vroom with a roadblock. Well, there isn't much point in waiting for the situation to resolve itself. Virgilius finally spoke up, after quietly listening in on our discussion for the last few minutes. Take care of them before Don Quixote starts making a fuss about it.
정의 집행이군. 고맙네.
Oh, an enactment of justice! I thank thee!
계자비 씨도 익숙해졌나 봐 이제.
He's really starting to get the hang of this, huh? Oh, look, his shoes are also around. And here we go. We will grab our photo support unit. And by that I mean... Boop. And in with the Briona team. Time to set things on fire. Away you get, this one's ours. Looks like you lot are running low on time as well. Tough luck. We've only got 30 minutes ourselves. Well, maybe they're one of the dead rabbits or something. Wait.
30분? 시간? 아니, 무슨 소리를 하는 거야?
Have I used the tomb dead rabbits already? Greetings, Shadow. 30 minutes? 30 minutes for what?
옛날에 자경단 활동 같은 걸 했던 데드레비치는 이지 없어. 괴사가 마스크 쓰고 쾌한 눈으로 그냥 노래 보기만 할 뿐이니까.
No, I've heard Alcope Fourth Pack Rabbit as a Heathcliff identity, not Dead Rabbit. You had to work your water and fish the bowl. Okay, fair enough. Ain't possible though, it's dead rabbits and their vigilante ways are no more. All they do nowadays is staring at you funny from behind those odd masks.
뭐?
Masks? What are you? Bollocks, we don't got time for this. Let's kill him quick. They began rushing at us with bloodshot eyes, not giving Heathcliff time to finish his sentence. Okay. Yes, very normal activities, Shadow. I trust that you are successful in your endeavors. Hey, greetings!
형태 붕괴 확인. 낮도 밤도 지나 숨이 닿도록 베어낼 뿐.
Grinding primo gems. I have been doing the same thing.
단번에 끝낸다.
Ryosu will kill you.
보냈고 소각되었습니다.
Yeah, we're on to counter 6. Though, she is doing very well. She's not even in the Nurse Feather team right now, and she's doing great. Though she doesn't seem to have gotten the memo of the dress code for some reason. The Canto is goated. Can't wait to see. What level is your Heathcliff? I need to level my... Oh wait, level 45. I thought he was level 40. I still need to level up a number of my sinners from 40 to 45. So I assumed 40, but honestly, I really want the brand new Heathcliff. Really want it. The cryo outcome looks exactly like I imagined. She looks a little different than I thought, because I was expecting a little more similar to Branya, but Heathcliff is very important, and after I have liked to cosplay Heathcliff. Cool. I'm really curious where this canto is going to go. Okay, let me check. Do I want to...
톱새와!
꿰뚫은 줄도 모를걸. 괜히 저항하지 말고 받아들여.
캐치, 소각되었습니다. 일부 통화율 정상, 개체의 행동 패턴 추출 완료. 이 정도 성과라면 다음 연구로 이어나갈 수 있겠군요.
Here we go. Part of me is hoping though that by next stream we are using a different Heathcliff. Maybe by next stream we'll have some apprentice Heathcliff because I doubt we're finishing the canto this stream. There's no way it's that short. Guessing it'll take several streams for us to get through the canto. I hope you've been enjoying the game. Of course, I have indeed.
입장을 알리는 음악.
야, 너.
Oh, way.
모자 멋진데?
Nice hat you've got. Where do you get it?
잘못했습니다. 다 가져가세요. 제 시계에서 원하시는 만큼 시간을 빼셔도 됩니다.
I'm sorry. Please take everything. Take as much time as you want. Here's my watch.
클리프군.
Sue! Heathcliff! Heathcliff was looming over the man and growling threateningly. He certainly fits the look of a villain from this particular angle.
야, 방금 건 그냥 칭찬한 거잖아.
Yes, I was just complimenting him for his sharp fashion choices. The lad's overreacting. This is literally everything I have. I don't got any money for ransom, even if you were to kidnap me. Please, don't kidnap me. I've got family. They were all waiting for me to come home. The man we inadvertently saved from the hands of thieves was shuddering and screaming incoherently, almost to an unnatural degree. Heathcliff, back away. Does your toaster? I think mine does, Shadow. And we were still not out of the dark alleyway, where other thieves might be waiting to get the jump on us.
무슨 시끄러운 소리가? 어?
The hell is this racket, oh? What do we have here? I think I'm seeing loads of time rolling in right before us. Okay, we need to figure out what this time thing is going on, because I don't know what this time stuff is that we're talking about here. 10 minutes? No, we'll take 5 minutes to hand it over now. Why the hell is every fella here so obsessed with time? If you won't give it up willingly, we'll have to kill you all and take that clock for ourselves. Huh? Clock? Wait, me? Okay, there are multiple of you who have lived here in Teacup, at least 2 of you. I feel like it would be helpful and perhaps kind to inform us of some information about how this place runs.
개체 억압 진행하겠습니다.
더러지 같은 놈들. 뭐죠? 맛대가리도 없는 새끼.
It's about time. Dante has experienced attempted kidnapping. There we go.
걷잡을 수 없게 타올라. 이 순간이 닿아도록 베어내리라.
That is a very strange image, Shadow Clone.
순식간에 끝내.
There we go. Set them on fire.
괜히 저항하지 말고 받아들여. 그게 덜 아플
It's that burner.
제가 묻었네요.
낮도 밤도 지 숨이 닿도록 베어낼 뻔.
괜찮아. 이젠 안 아파.
상태 붕괴 확인.
Okay.
단번에 끝낸다.
I think that's it. I think that's the battle.
괜찮아. 이젠 안 아플 거야.
너
You.
쓸데없이 네가 비명.
Why? You'll attract even more of them to us.
당장 안 닥치면 사람 먹는 버스로 끌고 간 다음에
Shut you up right now. We'll feed you to the meat grinder back at our rickety cannibal bus. Is that clear? it sounds like a strange combination of words, but it's actually pretty accurate.
그러면
You're not here to kidnap me.
그래.
No, for that I don't even know how many times we've told you.
우리 앤 우연히 지나가는 정의로운 림버스.
Of course not. Indeed, we are the Limbus. Fix justice. She is trying so hard not to say.
아니, 나그네들이었어.
The
여기는
passers-by of justice. So Heathcliff, who can be rather brutish in his manner of speech, that is not... Wait, why is she trying not to say it? Is there a reason?
그렇군요.
Right, a passers-by of justice.
그런데 왜 돈이 아니라 시간을 달라고 하는 거죠?
So why are they asking us for time, not money?
시간도 사고 팔 수 있는 걸까?
Maybe time is just another commodity to be sold and bought here.
티사 가이드북.
Guys, is it just me again? The teacup pamphlet guide? Did no one really? Okay, that's funny. Ishmael's eyes started to glaze over. Once again, she may have been the only sinner who bothered to read up on our destination. Okay, I was blaming the people who came from here and not sharing information, but we had the information available. It just was not exploited. Was not digested. So how have you been lately? I have been well, except for the fact that multiple days this week I have woken up and gotten less sleep than intended just because I woke up a fair amount before my alarm. That's been a tad annoying, to be honest. Inticorp, also known as Time Track Corporation. Oh, Time Track. This will not be the last. Oh, that's amusing.
시계를 신분증의 역할로 쓰고 있어.
Its citizenry utilizes timepieces as personal identification. They have to trade with time instead of physical currency, through means of transaction done via the timepieces they carry. Most laborers in these lands are rewarded for their efforts with time. Don't wake up before your alarm. I try. One of the problems is just the way I sleep. I usually, if I wake up, I just can't go back to sleep. So, like, once I wake up, I'm not going back to sleep most of the time to, like, sleep until my alarm. I just have to get up then because it won't work. Limbus isn't the first time we see Teacup in the series. It's alluded to in the speed up function in a lab cope. Interesting. And we see it in Ruin as well. Okay. Thanks for the explanation, Isan. I'll let it slide this time. So, is this going to be a problem? Otis is the only one of us who carries a watch.
그 시간이 멈춰 있는 손목시계 말씀이죠?
Oh, you mean her broken wristwatch? I always thought that was... Oh, that Wilina stopwatch was a neat fashion statement.
패션용인 적은 없었다.
It's not a fashion item. It never was. How insolent of you to assume.
아까 말한 납치라는 건
Right, I've been meaning to ask, what got you so freaked out about a kidnapping earlier? There's a pretty scary rumor of indiscriminate kidnappings going around these teacup streets. These are abandoned streets. So when I saw a dozen people or so running around together, I was scared that you guys might be the infamous kidnapping syndicate or something.
구체적으로 말해보도록. 육하 원칙을 활용하면 더 좋고.
We need more detail. I want the who, when, where, what, how, and why. Proceed.
실종자들 때문에
People have been going missing around here.
최근 들어 이곳에서
This kind of became the last known location for a bunch of missing people. Everyone becomes a shut-in during the party days because they don't want to get kidnapped. Look, it's even on the front page of the Times newspaper here. Mysterious kidnapping fair sweeps district. Not even a single body found. I can keep reading if you want. Muso, Radia, and Don Quixote began enthusiastically reading the sensationalized titles and the attached articles on the newspaper he showed us.
이 근처에 상을 받은 맛집이. 시간의 수 해결사.
Oh, I skipped reading that line. Oh, I gotta check out that award-winning eatery. It's not so far from where we are. So the time retrieval fixers have had as such in these interviews. Are you guys even reading the same article? No, they're not.
확실히.
That's right. There's a lot less people around here than I remember. This street used to be packed with workers headed to their factory jobs and inventors selling their useless trinkets. It's never been this empty. The empty street of Teacup was thick with fog. The bustling crowd from Heathcliff's memory nowhere to be seen. Maybe the lack of color made the fog appear even thicker. Well, this reminds me of the kidnapping rumor we heard when we were working on the Blade lineage case. Missing people. Maybe there really is a messed up kidnapping, human trafficking syndicate roaming this area. I've never heard of such syndicates strutting about this place. Back when I lived here, at least. It is a statistical impossibility for a human trafficking syndicate to leave zero evidence behind. There is bound to be one or two they let slip between their fingers. Especially if this syndicate is so prolific to the point of indirectly discouraging the public from leaving their homes. A body or two will invariably be found. If they really didn't leave any bodies, then maybe it's worse than just your usual murders. Maybe it'll be more dangerous the more we look into it. If it's not just another violent tragedy, then maybe there's more to this than we think. Maybe there's some powerful organization pulling the strings.
아니, 시체만으로는 그렇게 보기 힘들지 않나?
You know, that's a lot of conjecture to make just from the fact that no bodies have been found.
네?
I'm sorry?
뒷골목에 밤이 있잖아.
Guys, the night in the back
그
streets.
청소부들이
A
지나가면
single sweep from those sweepers
전부
leaves
청소되어 있으니까.
nothing behind. Every trash in the back streets, including copes, is completely cleaned up.
그렇군. 시체까지 말끔하게 치워버릴 수도 있겠네.
Interesting. Right, they'd clean up even the corpses, yeah. The most dangerous thing it could be is if there was something that made the victims follow the kidnappers willingly. That's the sort of thing they could have in this place. Oh, you know, if you were just whisked away to some library somewhere, that could be dangerous.
당연히 쓰레기만 청소하는 게 아니라는 건 무서운 일이지만.
Cause it's kinda scary that they clean up more than just trash. Yeah, the idea of sweepers really freaked Sinclair out for a while. That's because Randy kept making funny noises and sweeper impressions at me every night.
일부 통화율 정상. 개체의 행동 패턴 추출.
Nice, some photos and
다음
sanity.
연구로 이어나갈 수 있겠군요.
I think though this is a good place to take a little break and come back in a few. We'll be doing some more of this after the break. Oh, if you're enjoying, consider leaving a like on the stream. It helps a lot. Be right back. Alright, we're back. Let's continue.
안개 낀 거리에서 일어나는 미스터리 실종 사건이라.
A mysterious case of missing persons in a back street shrouded in thick heavy fog.
무슨
It's
괴담 같네요.
almost
무서운 건
as if we're in the middle of some scary urban legend. Not that I'm scared. Not at all.
억지로 웃지 않아도 돼, 싱클레어.
Don't force yourself to laugh, Sinclair.
불길하네.
I don't like this at all. With this scared so soon after entering the nest. Everyone seems to be on edge, thanks to the unsettling story we heard earlier. I know what to do. Hey, Heathcliff, that invitation. Can you read it out loud for us again? It'll be a good idea to remind ourselves of our current mission. Besides, I could use a refresher myself.
그까지 초대장 읽어서 뭐 하라고?
It's just an invitation. There ain't anything special about it. The neatly folded invitation Heathcliff produced from his pocket completely betrayed his attempt at appearing aloof. It was folded with such tender care that it almost resembled neat papercraft. He cleared his throat. I wonder if there's any color on the invitation. Sometime later.
참석하시어 이 자리를
Please honor this occasion with your presence.
정의를 담아.
With great respect, Nolly.
그리고
Well, probably not. But I'm just curious of the not the invitation. What do you mean you miss when we used to get completed anime's Shadow? Also, I hear a hout beat here. Now it feels like every anime is just not going to get completed. I kind of know what you mean, but some of these days do get completed in a season properly. Not all. There's some. Oh, 2 seasons even. And bollocks.
와야 해, 히스. 기다리고 있을게.
You have to be here, Heath. I'll be waiting, Kathy. Damn. Oh! This wasn't exactly what I had in mind when I asked him to read that letter.
여기가 무슨 동네 술집이에요?
What are we? A pouty crowd at some dive bar?
이런 분위기 아니었어?
Oh, that wasn't what we were going for.
내가 이럴 줄 알았지. 화낼 기분도 안 나네.
If Death Note was named like how we named animes today, it would be something like this guy picks up a magical notebook and begins purging the wallet while fighting the smartest detective. Here's the thing though. It wasn't, at least if I'm remembering right, because Death Note is based on a manga. The animes that have really long names like that have source material based on light novels, or most specifically light novels and web fiction, web novels previously, because the reason animes have names that are that long is because the site that most light novels kind of get their original publishing from is a site that... Oh, its name escapes me. I know its name though. It's a site that descriptions kind of became not a thing, and the description of a story would be used in the title slot, basically. Everybody's so excited to hear about Heathcliff's childhood romance. It's oddly sweet. It's kind of out of place. Well, almost. I don't know. It feels it's a different tone.
애초에 기다린다고 했을 뿐이지 만나고 싶다고 한 것도.
Besides, all she said is that she'd be waiting. She never said she missed me or wanted to see me.
아니, 그래도 말이야. 이 문구를 보면은
I wouldn't be waiting for someone that I didn't want to see. I just have to say that. Personally, come on, Badge. Just look at the way she wrote it here. Let me see. Some seniors gather in a circle like they're doing a literary analysis of the invitation letter. Maybe I was worrying too much. Do you like school kid opening their first love letters?
뭐야, 싱클레어는 저런 거에 관심 없었어?
What? But you're never interested in those things, Sinclair?
저는 열심히 공부만 했어요. 책과 칠판만 보면서 성실히 살았다고요.
I hope you do a tan on Sandrona and get tan of you. It would be so cool if I could somehow see sex here. Yeah, that would be awesome. Don't think it's happening. Unless that happened. I was a good, diligent student. The only things I ever cared about were my textbooks and the school lectures.
싱클레어군, 또다시 얼굴이
Sinclair, thy countenance appeareth to be turning rosy again. For the last time I said it's genetics.
그럼 단테는? 아니다.
Also, knowing the book, Catherine, Heathcliff doesn't come, she's going to burn down the mansion. I can't wait to see how Catherine and Nally are in this. Oh, never mind. Hey, what's with that oddly sorry look on your face? The manager has no need for your sympathy. I am certain that there are those who appreciate their unique appearance. Is it not odd?
히스클리프 씨가 연애 편지를 받는 게요?
What? That someone actually wrote Heathcliff a love letter?
이상 씨, 그런 말은 좀 너무하네요.
Oh my, Isan, that is such a rude thing to say. No. I had no intention of relaying such crass sentiment to
농담이에요, 농담. 저도 이상 씨랑 같은 걸
Just kidding, Isan. Just kidding. I was actually thinking the same thing. Since we're not looking for lobotomy cope branch of T-Cope, since we're heading to this Wuthering Heights manor instead, I suppose that's where we'll find the golden bough. That was precisely what I had intended to convey, Mrs. Small. Can I actually go back in the dialogue real quick to see how this... that's what he was saying with is it not odd? But then that is it not odd got him misconstrued. Thank you for bringing that up. I was starting to get tired of being the bringer of unpleasant news. Hopefully, none of you are under the impression that we're headed to Wuthering Heights just because of some invitation Heathcliff received Because if you are, you'll be sorely disappointed.
그래서 이 문맥을 보면
Right, so if we're looking at the context she wrote this in, what she's really trying to say here is...
그보다는 이
No, bad. You got to look at the tone she used here.
뭐
Sure. Moving on.
LCCB로부터 황금가지의 관측 보고가
There was a
있었습니다.
report from the LCCB that a golden bough has been observed. They narrowed its location down to somewhere within the Wuthering Heights Manor.
하지만
But
특유의 보안
there was a
시스템으로
significant risk on account of the manor's
부담이 크므로
unique
황금가지의 정확한
security system that prevented the BFO team from conducting the on-site preliminary survey. The exact location of the bough is yet to be identified.
특유의 보안 시스템?
Unique security measures? Not sure if I remember anything like that.
그렇다면 더더욱 네.
Right, then it's even more odd. No other ways to put it.
비록 황금가지의 값어치와 그 위상에 대해 정확히 알고 있는
Indeed. Though I remain ignorant of the monetary value and the public perception of its worth, I do know that the golden bough is not an item so easily obtainable that it may be housed in a normal, private manner.
황금가지가 처음부터
It can be assured that the golden bough wasn't always located inside the manor. I see. Then the golden bough, its previous location in an unknown area within Teacope, the Batmikope branch, has been transferred to the manor for a reason we are yet to be aware of.
캐서린이라는 인물이 이번 작전의 핵심이겠군요.
Right then, this Catherine person will be a major part of this operation.
황금가지를 자기
To have a
사태 안에
golden
소유하고
bough
있는
all to herself in that manner.
그리고
And she's got to be one confident woman too. Confident enough to believe that Heathcliff will come to the manor just to see her face, even if it wasn't for the golden bough. None of this conversation seemed to even register to Heathcliff, however.
혹시 주위에 이발소나
Oh wait, let me see. 1 second, let me get a drink. Oh wait, let me know if you see a barber shop or a boutique nearby. This isn't a tour bus, Heathcliff. We will not make unnecessary stops like the ones you suggest.
그냥 나를 내려주고 먼저 가도 되잖아.
Right, I get it. Why don't you just leave me behind and go on ahead? I'll catch up.
제가 두 눈 커다랗게 뜨고
So
계속 보고
Heathcliff,
있는 게 말이죠.
I've been watching the shops very closely. She's confident Heathcliff would do just about anything for her. That's just how she is. Yeah. Intelligent man once said, I left Sumer, but I also stayed in Sumer. Yeah, I loved that part. But I haven't noticed a single open shop. It might be because of the rumors from earlier and the fog. Why don't you just leave it to us? Radiant, I...
야 잠깐.
What the hell are you? Wait! Now we get a battle of Heathcliff versus Radia and Hanlu. Bat emerged from the back streets into a rather quiet-looking village. The fog was still thick and everything was still in that faded hue. Even the occasional sightings of pedestrians had ceased, The very idea of color variation seemed like an alien concept here. All I see are orange-hued lights coming through the windows of misty grey buildings. It was as though everyone decided to stay indoors for the day. I can't even tell where we are or how close we are from our destination anymore. Have you been here by any chance, Isan? He was the only other senior who had spent a while in Teacup, so I decided to ask if he recognized anything. But it was evident that this scenery was unfamiliar to him. Imagine you're so smart you can make a fake moon mirror but still lose. A big part of that reason is that he underestimated Sandrone. He thought he properly had Sandrone all figured out. She got him there. Though I have resided here for some time, most of my hours here were spent earning a living and conducting my research when I could afford to do so. Thus, I have not ventured freely the streets of Teacup. I can't imagine doing any research at a place like this. Can't have been easy. It is quite manageable once one grows accustomed to the monochromatic sight. The presence of variance in colors itself is a concept alien to those who are born and raised in these lands. And I had shoulders of those that I could lean on, even for a fleeting moment. It helps to have such support when acclimating to a place as foreign as this. Isan looked away to a place far beyond from here. Memories of his past, most likely. Did you ever hear anything about Teacup's singularity is? As all singularities are, its true nature, its mechanisms and function are all something of an enigma, yet... Isan paused and carefully began to speak. I am aware is that it has aught to do with time, though I am unsure of its use. Well, I suppose all of this is but meaningless conjecture, and only Miss Parsimanus must be aware of the answers. That. A smarter move would have been teleporting away or teleporting them away when they got close to you. If you can't get near you, they can't attack you because he does have control over space. Yeah, but he thought he had such a utter control and knowledge of everything in the situation that he underestimated things and didn't think that drastic of a move would be necessary.
T사가 거주자들로부터 끊임없이 색을 빼앗아가는 이유 중 하나죠.
Its singularity is one of the reasons Teacup constantly drains colors from its inhabitants.
그게 색이랑 무슨 상관인데?
What's time got to do with color?
시간을 필연적으로 제어해야 하는 곳이라면
If the
연관이 있는 영역일 것이며.
If the control of time is so imperative to Teacup's operations, then they must also control the realm of light.
빛은
As light inherently has much to do with the spectrum of colors, these two subjects eventually overlap.
제가 알고 있는 시간에
That is as far as I could
추론이
deduce
가능했습니다만
regarding the concept of time that I am
기사의
aware of.
특이점과
Yet,
관련된 지식에 접근하기까지는
it must also be said that it takes
아직
time
시간이 걸린다는 말도
for me to reach
덧붙여야겠군요.
Faust's specific knowledge regarding Teacup's singularity. Faust, no mana as for here, maybe, and perhaps rarely ever gave us answers this detailed. Then now is the time to ask you all of my questions.
파우스트 양, 시간이라면
Miss Faust, as we discuss the subject of time,
T사에 관한 이야기는
indeed,
여기까지 하는 편이
it would be safe for us to move on from the subject of Teacup at this time. Ah,
또 말해줄 것처럼 하다가 입을
there she
닫아버렸네.
goes again, teasing us with stuff she's not going to tell us anyway. Well, I guess I should be glad she decided to tell us this much. I doubt she'll tell us more, no matter how much we pry.
그런데 좀 씁쓸하네요.
That's kinda sad.
특이점으로 인해서
There were people
모형체로
who's
생각하는 사람들도 있는
never
거잖아요.
seen color their whole lives, all because of this singularity.
뭐 다 그런 거지. 우리도 어쩌면 지금 다른 사람이 볼 때 뭣도 모르고 사는 불쌍한 사람일 수도 있으니까.
It was a good answer, but ultimately concluded with, I don't know for sure. Maybe Faust doesn't actually know all. No, wait. Heresy. Lohin and Dotori have the same gloves? What? I don't really know much of anything about Lohin. That is...
뭐가 되었든 고기
Wait,
맛을
did I
한번
read
본
that
적이
last
있다는
line?
게
Wait a
이상하다.
second.
평생 모르고 살면 좋을 텐데. 기억과 고기
Well,
맛을
that's
보면
just how it
알기
goes,
전으로
isn't it?
돌아가기는
In the
불가능하다.
eyes of a stranger, we'd just be another one of those poor, miserable people who's never seen color. That's the danger in trying your very first bite of meat. You taste it once, you'll never know the flavor. And in the end, you'll start to wish you never tried it.
햇빛의 색깔까지 보이지 않는 건 아쉽네요.
It's pretty disappointing that even the sun loses its vibrancy here.
하늘의 색이 그리워질 때는
Oft did I long to see the colors of the sky, especially the sky that illumes over a light shower of rain.
그래, 그런 것들도
Yet things like the color of the sky too. You long to see it only because you've seen its beauty. If you were born here, never to escape its borders to the last of your days without ever seeing the blue sky, then I'd hardly call that death. Miserable.
그것까지 불행하다고 말하는
Calling even that miserable
오히려 오만한 게
is
되는
nothing but childhood arrogance.
그렇게 생각할 수도 있겠네요.
I guess that could also be true. The atmosphere in the bus became incredibly frosty.
그거 해보자.
Oh, hey, speaking of color, I got something to ask you. Have you guys ever heard of the colors game? Apparently, each type of personality has a corresponding color. Radia, who was the one to chill the bus in the first place, was also the one to break the ice.
이상이 하늘색을 좋아하는
If
거라면
Yisan enjoys the light blue color of the sky, then let's see. You must be a thinker and a philosopher who prefers the calm and quiet. That seems accurate. Are you red and Faust pink?
오, 어떻게 하는 것이오?
Oh, how did you come to know that? That is quite the remarkable talent you have.
나도!
I wish my favorite color to be rated as well. Forsooth, I quite fancy the color red. Nay yellow, nay red, nay...
자, 차례를 기다려. 그 다음에는 파우스트.
It seems very Don Quixote there. Now wait your turn. Next in the order is Faust.
잠깐.
Wait up. I know exactly what you're about to say. You are about to say, Faust does not hold much belief in such ideation. Oh, something like that, right? Which is exactly what people who like the color white would say. I'm right, aren't I? Like your hue's white too. I will not comment further on this subject.
나? 제일 좋아하는 색깔? 참.
Me, my favorite color. What a stupid game! That's Naphthalus. But I like. He passes. Great Manu begins to emerge into our view from a distance. I could immediately tell that this was the Wuthering Heights Manu Heathcliff had mentioned.
검은색.
Black. Yeah, I like purple and green.
모든 물감을 다
Red's probably third. It's the color you get when you dump an entire set of paint into a bucket in it. And that's exactly why I tolerate it. Keep throwing paint over paint over paint and you get black. Simple. I can clearly hear that Heathcliff is muttering through gritted teeth. I have a feeling that black wasn't always his favorite color. Tell me your favorite to least favorite color. I don't have them all arranged. And you know how much you can subdivide colors? There's so many different colors. Oh, wait. It's rounding. Look at that picture. It's a cool one. Two things changed the moment Wuthering Heights Manor appeared over the horizon.
거울 있는 사람 없냐?
Mirror! I need a mirror! Anyone got a mirror? Come on! Anyone! What has gotten into you, Heathcliff? This mirror isn't... One was Heathcliff, who was suddenly overcome with anxiety. And the other was the weather that grew dark and tempestuous all of a sudden. What a terrifying noise. Salutations indeed, greeting is redacted.
원래 이렇게 날씨가 궂은 곳이었나요?
What's the weather here always this awful?
바람은 항상 거세게 몰아치긴 했어. 거의 폭풍 수준이었지.
It was always this windy, almost like a constant tempest. This thunder and lightning? Well, the weather at Wuthering Heights was always this awful, thunder or not. That really is one massive manor if it looks like that big from this far away. Karan can't see well. Not sure if this is the right place, but we're here.
번개가 번쩍
Lightning goes boom, eyes go ow. Well, that's fair. This Manu looked as though it came straight out of a dark Gothic tale full of mysteries. I was half expecting to hear a hunting cry echoing from its windows. So, are we just waiting for Virgilius to go off the bus again?
안 그런 적이 없지 않았나?
Oh, and hasn't that been the case, Manager? But
그래도 지금까지는
I mean, it's not like we're digging into a lobotomy cope branch or entering one of the ruins, right? It's just a manual. So I don't see what's stopping him from coming with us.
자, 내리지.
Now, off the bus.
나와 카루는
Karan and I
이번에도 밖에서 기다리고 있겠다고?
will wait outside until we're done with our mission. None of the sinners were hiding their dissatisfaction with Virgilius. Some of them were even standing with their arms crossed.
다들 표정을 보아하니
By the looks on your faces, clearly you all collectively have something to say. Of course not. I would hardly ever dare to challenge thee. Well, maybe not every sinner. We've gone through a lot of things, survived various trials and tribulations. Tribulations that could have been easily handled had Virgilius been there with us. So, Virgilius. Looks like Ishmael decided to step up as our representative.
처음에 길잡이라고 우리에게 소개하지 않았나요?
You introduced yourself to us as our guide, didn't you?
그런데 길잡이는커녕 매번 작전마다 우리를 출발선에 내려.
So what kind of guide just tasses everyone at the start of the journey and goes off on their own with the bus driver? Where are you guys even going? 3 days, 14 hours, 29 minutes. Oh, that's exciting.
쓸데없이 짜증 부리는 게 아니라고.
I want to make it clear that I'm not being a howdas for no good reason.
저는 당신을
I'm
신뢰하고
asking you
싶으니까 물어보는 거예요.
because I want to trust you.
같은 부서의
After all,
동료라면
we're
적어도
technically
업무가
all in the
팀원처럼
same boat.
공유하자고요.
We're co-workers. And I'd say the least you could do is to tell us where we're headed. Virgilius held his silence for a moment. His brows were not as furrowed as they usually are, which was the only indicator that he wasn't as offended to hear this as I thought he'd be.
너희가 특정 계약을 통해 이곳에 입사를 한 것처럼
Just like you sinners who joined this company via your individual contracts. I also signed a contract with specific clauses and conditions I must abide by.
특색나리께서도 계약서를 썼다는 말인 겐가?
The company made thee, a color most illustrious, sign a contract as well?
당연하지 않나. 내가 아무 손익 계산 없이 이 버스에서 철부지들을 통솔하고 있겠나.
Of course I did. Why would I be babysitting you children on this bus otherwise? I'm not one to work for free.
자세한 계약의 내용까지
I don't want to bother detailing each and every clause of my contract to you. No, should I? But Ishmael, I quite liked that you used the word trust in your speech. So I believe that you deserve at least a brief explanation.
나는 황금가지를 직접 회수해서도 직접적인 도움을
So she's becoming playable the first of the next month, if I'm correct. I believe so.
수감자들에게 맡겨야만 하지.
I am not supposed to retrieve the golden bows myself. Nor am I allowed to provide you with any direct support. The contract stipulates that I must leave everything to the manager and the sinners. Okay, I'm glad we're getting this information.
왜 그런 계약을?
Why the hell would you sign a contract like that? As always, it's meaningless to ask me why. Contracts are rarely ever fully understood by those that are not a part of it. But
목적지에 도착해서
what I can tell you is that when I ask you sinners to leave the bus for a mission,
그래도 마음을 어느 정도 놓고 보낼
I
수
suppose, in a way,
말할 수 있겠군.
I say it with a lighter heart than I used to.
모든 것을 얻어내겠다는 욕심으로 무리하게 계약을
I am no longer concerned that in my desire to fulfill the conditions for every clause in my contract, the manager might be irreversibly hurt. I would be left with nothing if such a thing were to happen. Did he just admit to trusting us more than he used to? Wow! Virgil getting a little soft. A tiny bit.
단테, 그런 말은 굳이 한 번 더 물어보지 않는 편이 좋아.
Don't make him repeat something like that, Dante.
특히 누군가
Especially when someone went through the trouble of expressing their true hidden feelings.
그리고
Besides,
잠깐만.
wait.
이대로 내릴 수는 없어.
I am not going in there like this. Nope, can't do this. Oh wait, turn the bus around. Oh yeah. This is a way to ruin the good mood that Virgilius is in. Muffy doesn't do U-turns. But look, I ain't going back to the menu in these wrinkly rags. Oh, yeah, right. Every single one of our elaborate plans to dress him up in fancy clothes follow through. Hey, you don't look that bad. If I go back in these rags, those bastards will...
그 새끼들이 누군데요?
Those bastards? Who are they? Bastards. They'd always eye me up and down, trying to find a speck of dust, a single flaw, something to latch onto just to humiliate me. Then gouge out their eyes. That is a very Yoshu solution to such a thing.
오, 재치 있는 발상이군.
That would be quite the clever solution. Oh, I said that it was a very Ryoshu answer. A very Ryoshu solution. But there's someone else whom it might be even more on brand, I suppose. I should have thought before I spoke. Otis, you're right. That would be a clever solution. Gouging out eyes. What are you even? Looks like Heathcliff is the only one who's taking this seriously. Or maybe those two are.
뭔데?
The hell is wrong with the pair of you? Quit giggling like that.
그럴 줄 알고 우리가 준비를 미리 해왔죠.
Good thing we came prepared for this occasion.
아무리 생각해도
I just couldn't imagine Heath managing to pull off this makeover on his own.
꽤 전에 로자님과 함께 둥지로 돌아오기 전 뒷골목에서 잠깐 쇼핑을 하다 왔답니다.
Oh, nice. Radia and I did some shopping in the back streets before we entered the nest.
둥지 안에는 뒷골목보다 대단한 게 있을지도 모르고
We were waiting to reveal these just in case there were anything more impressive in the nest. But thanks to the disappointing lack of anything even remotely interesting, we'll just make do with what we picked up earlier.
뭐 설마
Wait a bloody second. When the two of you went off on your own? No, all you brought back was a whole basket of cookies, wasn't it?
과자들은 눈속임이었어.
Those cookies were decoy cookies, Heath. Though some of them did end up as part of my daily sustenance, of course.
비록 제가 집에서 썼던 브랜드들까지 찾지는 못했지만 이만 해도 어느 정도의 멋부림은 낼 수 있을
While I
거예요.
couldn't find the particular brands I used back home, these should be more than enough for a proper fashion makeover. Phew, come on. Can't we keep things nice and happy for once? Let him wear something else other than his uniform just for today. Like no one wants to meet their old flame while wearing their work clothes, right?
그래도 저 길잡이가 용케도
Well, I doubt I'd ever let anything like that slap. Fine. What? I would prefer it if we didn't have to encourage another rogue incident with the back door. I agree. Those back doors of the bus are very, very scary. Let's not go back there again. They scare me. Seriously, guide? Heathcliff trembled like he was about to give Virgilius a big hug. I don't know if Virgilius would appreciate it.
히스클리프 씨, 이제 눈을 감고
Now, Heathcliff, close your eyes. Relax and let us take care of everything. Pretend you're at the proverbial peach blossom spring.
잠깐, 머리 함부로 그렇게.
Wait, don't touch my hair like. Whoa. Oh, wait, you ain't tough, bud.
히스클리프 씨는
Oh, look at
지금
this.
단장 중이랍니다.
Heathcliff's getting a makeover. Sometime later. Wow! Look at this! This is in fact let's look at Heathcliff. He's a proper gentleman for the day indeed. Looks great. I think you might have overdone it with the hair.
안 돼. 홍루가 얼마나
Don't touch it. Do you even have any idea how handle worked on that?
들고 있던 몽둥이는 어디 갔지?
Where does Bat go?
몇 년 만에 재회인데 몽둥이를
It's
들고
a
만날 수
reunion of
없잖아.
the century. We can't possibly let him say hello to his old flame with a big brutish club in his hand.
히스클리프군이 왠지 친절해
So
보이는 것 같고.
Heathcliff appeared a tad more merciful than usual. Mayhaps he shall accept my request. Should I implore him to purchase me a pint of ice cream?
그리고 시끄럽게 해도 때리지
And
않으실 것 같아요.
he no longer looks like he's on the verge of punching me when I make the smallest noises.
야, 부탁하건대. 캐서리나
Lad, please. Please don't bring up anything even remotely like that in front of Catherine.
옷이 날개군. 제외 후기를.
Well, I'll be. Clothes really do make the man. Do let me know how this reunion goes. I'll be looking forward to hearing that tale.
그래.
Sure. So, Heathcliff, I've been meaning to ask this question for a while. I wanted to know the answer, but I couldn't bring myself to ask him. This... Quite the question you ask. Why do you leave Wuthering Heights? It's where the love of your life lives, isn't it? Heathcliff, who'd been busily moving around and preparing to leave the bus, suddenly comes to a halt. I feel like this is a new soundtrack then. Have we heard this soundtrack before? I feel like this is new. For me. I like it. I mean, since when does a soundtrack come on in this game that I don't like? Yeah.
뭐든 괜찮았어. 때리는 것도.
I didn't mind it. The thrashings, the stabbings, the abuse. Them treating me like a servant, like I'm something beneath them. I didn't mind being treated like I'm nothing more than an afterthought, like I'm some impure trash to be discarded. But when I hear what Catherine said, I realized that I no longer had any reason to remain in that manner. Heathcliff did not elaborate further. Perhaps it wasn't that he didn't, but he couldn't bring himself to. I didn't dare ask him what he was about to say, so I simply nodded in response. I see. Oh, looks like Karen's got something to say about your new fit. Karen has something to say, something big.
좋아 좋아. 자, 한마디
Great.
소감 부탁드립니다.
Awesome. Now, Karen, what do you think?
버터 싫어. 느끼하단 말이야.
Looks oily and greasy. Karen doesn't like greasy. Heathcliff is wounded. This isn't how I thought it would go. Karen's words must have hit him hard. Ouch. It took quite a bit of convincing for Heathcliff, who was severely discouraged by Karen's remark, to exit the bus. Okay.
이거 불편하네.
This is uncomfortable.
걸을 때마다 옷이
Oh, is it normal for these clothes to squeeze out with every step I take?
기품이라는 건 원래 그런 것이랍니다.
That is what it means to maintain an air of dignity.
허전해지곤 하죠.
Once you get used to that feeling, you'll feel like you're missing something whenever you're dressed casually.
히스클리프군.
So this must be the front gate to your former place of abode, Heathcliff. The massive gate alone feels downright intimidating. That's one big front door.
몇 지역에서는
It is
대문의
known
크기로 신분을
that
드러내곤
in certain regions of the city, the size of the front gate is an indicator of one's social standing. The magnitude of this gate indicates that the owner of this home is very affluent.
이런 곳에 살았으면서
Heathcliff, you picked on Han and Lou for being a rich kid. When you were raised at such a huge mansion yourself doesn't mean he was a rich kid.
저는 아무렇지도 않답니다.
At least we'll see how this goes. I don't mind, doll.
나는 갑자기 배신감까지 느껴지는데.
I'm feeling a bit betrayed, actually.
히스클리프군.
See, Heathcliff,
그대가
thou
굉장히
appears
낯설어 보이는.
quite different today.
헛소리는 집어치워.
Keep your stupid comments to yourselves. Some were teasing him, and some were genuinely surprised. But it didn't matter to Heathcliff. Every word he spat out was dripping with venomous spite.
부자는 내가 아니야.
I wasn't even remotely close to being rich.
난 이 저택에
I was never once rich in this manner. I wasn't even allowed to be content. Not even for a moment.
그리고 이 저택도
And this manor
순간조차
never accepted me. Not even for a...
뭐야 이건?
What the hell?
후방에 있는 숲 근방에
Lightning
떨어진 것으로
strike.
보인다.
It seems to have struck an area near the forest. It was so loud.
괜찮아요.
It's okay. I hit it. It's extremely rare for lightning to actually hit people.
가만 보면
A momentary musing reveals that the strike of love brings about a sensation that is not unlike the joy of fireworks.
텅 비어있던 밤하늘을
It fills the dark,
순간으로 가득 채워주고
cold
사라지지
void
않는가.
of the night sky with its incandescent brilliance, even for a brief moment before fading away into oblivion.
그 대신 자기가 가진 모든
Right, and in exchange it loses everything it has, burning and leaving nothing but ash behind.
놀이가 아니야.
What joy is there to be found? I could hear some forest critters fleeing, spooked by the thunder strike. Oh, behold the tiny squirrel over yonder!
우와, 집 근처에 숲이라니. 자연 친화적인 곳에
Oh,
살고 계셨군요.
such nature so close to home. I didn't know you used to live at such an eco-friendly place. I suppose I wouldn't have to go through the trouble of building a private zoo if I lived at a place like this. See, here's the thing. I feel like even if this was Heathcliff's home proper and he was rich because of that, I kind of feel like Hanlu's at a whole another level of rich than the people who own Wuthering Heights. Building a private zoo. Yeah.
도시에서 정원이나 숲을 가진다는 것은 이러니 저러니 해도 엄청난 재력가라는 것은 틀림없지.
It's been too long since you said something like that, Hanlu. Yeah. It's like even if this was Heathcliff's house, I kind of feel like he'd still be within his right to pick on Hanlu for being a rich kid. To have a garden or a forest so near their home, even if we were to ignore everything else, that alone indicates its owner is someone of unimaginable affluence.
그렇네.
Still feel Hanlu's on another level. Right, I remember that Sinclair's home was in the middle of a forest too.
다람쥐도 있고 뭐
squirrels, sure. There were other animals roaming about too. Sometimes when I was so miserable that I could hardly bear to even be in that manner, I'd go to the forest and not return for a long time. Oh, then this is a tiny forest friend, little Theo Squirrel. Must have been quite the jolly companion for thee. Little Theo Squirrel! 1 second, I'm going to tune the sound up and we're going to hear that line again. Yeah. The little squirrel that may once have been Heathcliff's tiny forest friend was immediately scorched to a pile of ash the moment it crossed over into the manor's front gate. It was a weird lightning strike. Did it just cube me do?
일반적인 상황에서 벌어지기에는 지극히 낮은 확률이군요.
The chance of such an occurrence is extraordinarily low. It might just be that I'm overreacting, but it looked as though that lightning was curving itself to strike exactly where that squirrel was standing.
이런 위험천만한 곳에서 용케 살아남으셨네요, 히스클리프 씨.
Wow! Whoa! Heathcliff, I had no idea you grew up in such a dangerous place. I'm impressed you even survived. No, blimey, I've not seen anything like it. Right, Heathcliff, ready to knock on the front gate? The front gate. He stared blankly at the front gate of the manor. I've not knocked on the gate in many years. I once had to wait out here for hours because they all refused to let me in. Everyone except Catherine. She snuck out of the manor to open it for me. Walking through the heavy rain.
그럼 지금도 마찬가지겠죠.
Well then, I'm sure it won't be different this time. So if I knock, Catherine will come out to let me in. Heathcliff takes a deep breath before knocking on the front door.
정말로 이렇게 될 줄은 몰랐는데요.
Nothing. That's not what I meant when I said it won't be different this time. Well, that's kind of funny.
담을 넘어갈까요? 높이를 보아하니까.
Oh, we can try climbing over the fence. I think we can clear that height as long as we're okay with breaking our ankles. I feel like entering uninvited is a bad idea. That lightning seemed very specific. No. Heathcliff was a whole bundle of anxiety before he knocked on the front gate, but perhaps this perceived slight reverted Heathcliff into his usual angry self. I was invited to this manor. This invitation would be meaningless if I were to leap over the fence. Catherine! I'm back!
한 번 무시당했는데 다시 소리친다고.
They've ignored you once. Continuing to shout once. Catherine! Despite his efforts, not even a soul stared beyond the front gate. None of us really believed that anyone would come out to greet him. But God, the front gate began to creak open as though someone was answering his pleas. Oh, that's an idea. I have a feeling it specifically won't strike anybody traveling with Heathcliff. That's a thought. I mean, he is literally invited, actually.
꾸민 보람이 있었죠?
The makeover was worth it, hmm? I feel like I think I want to wrap it up here for this stream. Is oftentimes we go. I love his clothing though. It's fantastic. Oftentimes we go about like half an hour later maybe than an hour, but honestly in the past couple of minutes I've been getting a little bit sleepy, and if I start getting too sleepy I fear stream quality suffers. So I think maybe we wrap it up here. We'll definitely be doing another Limbus Company stream next week to continue this. Who knows? Maybe we'll have these two by then. I really want to get these two. I was also kind of hoping we'd get enough to do a set of 10 to end the stream, but not quite. This might... Okay, no, we might have one more stream this week. For a total of 4 streams this week, which is above average. That would be tomorrow. You get done with the prologue. That's also what I was thinking. It felt like a decent spot for just now getting into the manner. We might have a stream tomorrow where we stream Dungeons and Dragons, where we might be streaming me as the Dungeon Master for some other streamers for Dungeons and Dragons, if that works out for us streaming it. We might have to wait and see if that works out. Yeah, I'm actually rather nervous about that myself, because it's not something I haven't streamed before. Anything else? Yes. As far as things go, I think we might do at least one more stream of the game we did earlier in this week, Dimhaven, that puzzle game. I really enjoyed it, and I don't know whether we'll finish the game, but it's been a while since we've played through very many puzzle games, you know? And I love puzzle games. It scratches an itch of puzzle games. Yeah, so we might play some more of that one as well next week, but we'll definitely be getting more of at the very least this next week. Actually, wait, I have like 4 things I want to play next week. I don't know how I'll fit everything. Anyways, I hope everyone has enjoyed today. And until next time, everyone, please do try and have a blast for me. Bye.